condoning gang violence. Great.
Today, we take a deep breath and step into one of the most shocking and defining political moments of recent years, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. A moment that didn't just end a life, but opened a door to questions, tensions, ideological battles, and a deeper story that reaches far beyond a single event. Let's start at the beginning. Charlie Kirk was not just a political commentator. He was a force, a loud, strategic, highly influential voice shaping the direction of young conservative politics in the United States. As the founder of Turning Point USA, he built a movement designed to reach students, change the political culture on campuses, and reshape how the next generation understood America, freedom, and conservatism. To his supporters, he was a visionary. To his critics, he was a dividing figure. But to everyone, he was impossible to ignore. His mission was clear: influence youth, fight what he saw as ideological bias in schools, and make conservative values mainstream among college students. He spent years traveling across the country, giving speeches, appearing on major media platforms, debating, rallying, and mobilizing people. He wanted to create a new conservative generation, louder, more confident, and politically active. But on September 10th, 2025, his voice was silenced in the most violent and public way possible. On the stage of Utah Valley University, during what should have been a routine speaking event, a single bullet ended his life. The shot came from a distance, calculated, aimed, deliberate. Students, supporters, and security froze as chaos erupted. Within hours, the nation was shaken. Within days, the world was talking. And soon, the story behind the assassin began to unfold. The main suspect was identified as 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, a young man with no major criminal history, no long-standing public feud with Kirk, and no direct personal connection. Yet his digital footprint, his messages, his behavior leading up to the shooting, and his ideological shift pointed to something much more complicated than a random act of violence. Investigators revealed that Robinson had been drifting deeper into left-wing and anti-fascist online communities. His family reported a sudden and intense political transformation. His partner was a transgender individual, and Robinson's own messages indicated growing anger toward what he perceived as hostile political rhetoric targeting LGBTQ+ people. Authorities later discovered disturbing details. Cartridges left at the scene contained messages mocking Kirk. Online conversations showed Robinson discussing weapons, planning, and radicalization. And court documents suggested this was not spontaneous, this was premeditated. But the biggest question remained: why? Why Charlie Kirk? Why this moment? Why this way? Public reactions split down the middle. Some saw the assassination as an act driven by political extremism, a targeted ideological attack. They argued that rising hostility, online radicalization, and polarized rhetoric pushed Robinson toward violence. Others warned that conspiracy theories were spreading, claiming that larger movements or hidden networks may have influenced the shooter. While nothing has confirmed such theories, the speculation itself reflected a deeper national anxiety. And behind all of this lies one undeniable truth: Charlie Kirk was more than a commentator. He was carrying an entire movement on his shoulders. His speeches, his platform, his influence, all of it placed him at the center of political culture wars. That made him powerful, but also made him a target. His life's purpose had become a mission to reshape American political identity. His death became a symbol of how far tensions had escalated, how debates, disagreements, and ideology could evolve into violence. In the aftermath, students mourned, political leaders argued, and the country found itself staring at the consequences of polarization. Some asked who was directly responsible. Others asked a scarier question: what if the real cause was not just one man, but an entire system collapsing under hate, fear, and division? The investigation continues, but what happened that day will be remembered as a turning point, not only for conservative politics, not only for young activists, but for America itself. Charlie Kirk's story didn't end on that stage. It became a warning, a symbol, and a question. How far will political conflict go? And who will pay the price next?